بارش کھڑکی سے ٹکرائی.
The rain beat against the window. The rain beat against the window.
یہ ملکی قوانین کے خلاف ہے.
It is against the laws of the country. It is against the laws of the country.
اس کے سر میں درد کی شدت بڑھ گئی.
The pain in his head grew intense. The pain in his head grew intense.
میں نے اجنبی کی گرفت کے خلاف جدوجہد کی.
I struggled against the stranger's hold. I struggled against the stranger's hold.
کاغذ دیوار کے ساتھ لگا ہوا تھا.
The paper was fixed against a wall. The paper was fixed against a wall.
پہاڑیاں سخت اور خوفناک کھڑی تھی.
The hills stood stark and frightening. The hills stood stark and frightening.
وہ اپنے شوہر کے خلاف چلی گئی.
She went against her husband. She went against her husband.
یہ خاندانی مذہب کے خلاف ہے.
That is against the family religion. That is against the family religion.
یہ میرے عقیدے کے خلاف نہیں ہے.
That is not against my belief. That is not against my belief.
روشنی کے مقابلے میں اندھیرا تھا.
It was dark compared to the light. It was dark compared to the light.
اسے ونڈ اسکرین کے خلاف توڑ دیا گیا تھا.
It was smashed against the windscreen. It was smashed against the windscreen.
وہ کھڑکی کی طرف جھک گئی.
She leaned against the window. She leaned against the window.
اس نے میرے مشورے سے انکار کر دیا.
He refused my advice. He refused my advice.
میں کرسی پر سو گیا.
I fell asleep on the chair. I fell asleep on the chair.
اس کے خلاف الزامات جھوٹے تھے.
The allegations against her were false. The allegations against her were false.
इसकी अचानक मौत हो गई।
He died a sudden death. He died a sudden death.
बच्चा मेज पर रेंगता रहा।
The baby crawled on the table. The baby crawled on the table.
ये कूड़ेदान के सामने बैठा था।
It was sat against the bin. It was sat against the bin.
मैं तमाम मुश्किलात के खिलाफ चला गया।
I went against all odds. I went against all odds.
वो मुफ्त में पेश किया गया।
It was offered free of charge. It was offered free of charge.
मैं अपने सर्टिफिकेट का इंतजार कर रहा हूँ।
I am awaiting my certificate. I am awaiting my certificate.
लम्हा गुजर चुका था।
The moment had passed. The moment had passed.
उसके साथ वाली खाली सीट।
The empty seat beside her. The empty seat beside her.
मैं कमरे के इस पार से इसकी नजरों से मिला।
I met her gaze from across the room. I met her gaze from across the room.
इसने चीजों की अक़साम को नोट किया।
She noted the types of materials. She noted the types of materials.
अपनी नजरें आसमान की तरफ उठाकर।
Raising her eyes to the sky. Raising her eyes to the sky.
इसने सितारों की तरफ देखा।
He looked up at the stars. He looked up at the stars.
खिड़की से बाहर देखा।
Gazed out over the window. Gazed out over the window.
किताब को इसके सर पर मारा।
Hit his head with a book. Hit his head with a book.
वो बूथ के पास रुक गई।
She stopped beside the booth. She stopped beside the booth.
आदमी कैमरे में मुस्कुरा दिया।
I grinned into the camera. I grinned into the camera.
इसने अपना चेहरा उसकी तरफ झुका लिया।
She lowered her face to his. She lowered her face to his.
मैंने फोन को और करीब पकड़ा।
I held the phone closer. I held the phone closer.
वो सीधी स्कूल की तरफ बढ़ रही थी।
She was headed straight for school. She was headed straight for school.
ओले गाड़ी से टकराए।
The hail pounded against the car. The hail pounded against the car.
बिल्ली काउंटर पर लेटी हुई थी।
The cat was lying on the counter. The cat was lying on the counter.
वो पिछले महीने यहाँ मुंतकिल हुए थे।
They moved in here last month. They moved in here last month.
इसकी गिरफ्त इसकी कलाई के गर्द कम हो गई।
His grip lessened around her wrist. His grip lessened around her wrist.
मैंने उसके नीचे से चटाई हटा दी।
I shifted the mat from beneath him. I shifted the mat from beneath him.
वो पीछे से भाग गए।
They escaped from behind. They escaped from behind.
इसके पीछे से आवाज आई।
The noise came from behind him. The noise came from behind him.
जब हम पहुंचे तो जगह अफरा-तफरी का शिकार थी।
The place was in chaos when we arrived. The place was in chaos when we arrived.
इसने बेहतरीन कीमत के लिए दौड़ लगाई।
She raced for the best price. She raced for the best price.
बच्चा दरवाजे से बाहर निकल गया।
The child skipped through the door. The child skipped through the door.
वो रक्स में घूमे।
They spun in a dance. They spun in a dance.
मैं जल्दी में पलटा।
I reversed in a hurry. I reversed in a hurry.
वो जल्दी से एरियम पर चली गई।
She hurried away on heels. She hurried away on heels.
इसे डब्बे में डाल दिया गया।
It was dropped into a bin. It was dropped into a bin.
वो वॉकवे पर बैठ गई।
She sat on the walkway. She sat on the walkway.
ये सुराख के जरिए गिर गया।
It fell through the opening. It fell through the opening.
वो काम पर जल्दी पहुंच गई।
She arrived at work early. She arrived at work early.
वो दरवाजे की तरफ भागे।
They ran towards the door. They ran towards the door.
वो आंसू बहाकर रह गई।
She was left in tears. She was left in tears.
प्याले के निचले हिस्से में शिगाफ पड़ गया।
The bottom of the bowl cracked. The bottom of the bowl cracked.
वापस समंदर की तरफ बढ़ गया।
Headed back toward the sea. Headed back toward the sea.
इसका जिस्म खौफ से सख्त था।
His body was tight with dread. His body was tight with dread.
वो जल्दी से स्कूल से वापस आई।
She rushed back from school. She rushed back from school.
ये असर से फट गया।
It exploded from the impact. It exploded from the impact.
बिल्ली सनक में कूद गई।
The cat jumped into the sink. The cat jumped into the sink.
वो जगह से हट गया।
He deviated to the place. He deviated to the place.
वो फार्मेसी के बाहर खड़े थे।
They stood outside the pharmacy. They stood outside the pharmacy.
इसने किताब निकाली.
She pulled out the book. She pulled out the book.
तोहफा सीधा केक पर गिरा.
The gift fell right onto the cake. The gift fell right onto the cake.
गेट वक्त गुजरने की वजह से सख्त था.
The gate was stiff with age. The gate was stiff with age.
इसने भरपूर तरीके से अपना गाना पेश किया.
She performed her song with vigor. She performed her song with vigor.
वो डर कर पीछे हट गया.
He jumped back in fear. He jumped back in fear.
इन्होंने एक तरफ हरकत देखी.
They saw movement at the side. They saw movement at the side.
ये जायका शामिल करने के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जा सकता है.
It can be used to add flavor. It can be used to add flavor.
वो मुड़ी और जमकर रह गई.
She turned and froze at the sight. She turned and froze at the sight.
किताबचा हुआ के झोंके में रक्स करता था.
The leaflet danced in the breeze. The leaflet danced in the breeze.
इसे अचानक रोक दिया गया.
He was placed suddenly on hold. He was placed suddenly on hold.
वो खुद को काबू करने में कामयाब हो गई.
She managed to compose herself. She managed to compose herself.
इन्हें यकीन नहीं था कि उसका क्या मतलब है.
They were unsure what it meant. They were unsure what it meant.
वो दोस्ताना लहजे में बोला.
He spoke in a friendly tone. He spoke in a friendly tone.
मैंने इसे प्रिंसिपल के हवाले कर दिया.
I handed it over to the principal. I handed it over to the principal.
वो मुखालिफ सिमत भागी.
She ran off in the opposite direction. She ran off in the opposite direction.
आवाजें बुलंद और साफ सुनाई दे रही थी।
Voices were heard loud and clear. Voices were heard loud and clear.
इसने जल्दी से उसे दबा लिया।
He quickly suppressed it. He quickly suppressed it.
मैं खाने से रुक नहीं सकता था।
I could not resist the food. I could not resist the food.
वो जंगल में दाखिल हुई और मुस्कुरा दी।
She stepped into the forest and smiled. She stepped into the forest and smiled.
अच्छी चीजें मिलना मुश्किल है।
Good things are hard to find. Good things are hard to find.
कोने से आवाज आई।
Sound came from the corner. Sound came from the corner.
मैंने आवाज खोल दी।
I unmuted the sound. I unmuted the sound.
उसने एक लम्हे के लिए घोरा।
He frowned for a moment. He frowned for a moment.
शादी कम अज कम अच्छी रोशनी में हुई थी।
The wedding was at least in a good light. The wedding was at least in a good light.
वो इस तकरीब में पहुंची।
She made it to the event. She made it to the event.
मैं दौड़ता हुआ सीढ़ियां चढ़ गया।
I raced up the stairs. I raced up the stairs.
इससे ये और भी वाज़ेह हो गया।
That made it even more obvious. That made it even more obvious.
इसने मुकाबले के लिए कोशिश की लेकिन हार गई।
She tried for the contest but lost. She tried for the contest but lost.
इसने बर्तन निकाले।
She picked out the utensils. She picked out the utensils.